guys, welcome to the Daffy Show. My name is Bianca Dafrede and this is my special Mother's Day edition. Today I'll be talking about what I wish I knew about motherhood. So as you may know, as some people may know, I'm a mom. I have 2 boys and one of them is 9 years old. So I've officially been a mom for 9 years, which is incredible. I think we should add the years, the months where the child is in my tummy. So let's say 9 years and some months. Yeah, I will not lie to you. Motherhood has been the toughest and the most rewarding thing that I've ever done. I'm not even going to lie to you, but definitely the toughest. Definitely the toughest, because anything that involves another human being is always tough, because every human being has their own will, right? So yeah, motherhood is tough, but it's a blessing. It's rewarding. I cannot complain. I'm so glad to be instrumental to how the next generation is going to move, because that's what it is, right? So yay moms and yay parents. I know people are saying a lot of stuff about maybe I know I see people on Mother's Day and they talk about, their moms were not in their lives, their aunties were the ones who raised them, their sisters raised them, their dads, and they still celebrate those people on Mother's Day. Yes, I agree with all of that. If you ever are in a mom capacity or you've done what a mom should be doing, then happy Mother's Day to you too. So I just want to share a few things that I had no idea about really before I became a mom, but that are mom related. And I think the first thing is a mom checklist. So, when you're expecting, there are all these checklists online. There are all these preparations that you do, things that you buy just to, get ready for the baby. Many times these checklists are like really long. It can go so deep, and you get caught up buying things that aren't really necessary. So if you're someone who you have so much money, you want to splurge, you don't really care, fine, like buy all of that stuff. But many of those things are not necessary. Babies, even though they take a lot of work, they don't really need so much paraphernalia. That's what I mean. They don't need they don't need swaddle clothes in every color. You don't even have to go, you don't have to get caught up in, oh, I'm having a girl, everything has to be pink and glittery. I'm having a boy, everything has to be blue. And no, babies, you could just go neutral. You could have neutral colors. You could wear pink for your boys. You could wear blue for your girls. The baby doesn't care. The baby does not care. That's my point. We go off on this buying sprees for a human being that just wants to eat and poop and pee on you. Because if you have sons, then you know that the random pee in your face is very, that's life. So yeah, the baby checklist, definitely, I see that people get so caught up in that list, and I remember feeling a lot of anxiety over that list, because as it was getting closer and closer, my mom would say, have you finished buying everything you need to buy? Have you? And I would go to the store, some of it wouldn't make sense, I would come back home without it, and then I'd get sent back to the store. It was just a crazy experience. But I just want you to remember there are a lot of things in the store that are just business. It's just business. It's just about making a buck. It's not really about the baby. So you need to be able to know what you need, or if it's something you need, or if it's something that you're just going to spend money on. There's just so much. I've seen baby belts. The baby doesn't need a belt. I mean, a belt in the pants. And then I've seen like $8 belts, $10 belts. So the second thing is, of course, like I said, motherhood is a gift. People say that a lot. And if you want the gift, that's fine. I know some people don't want the gift. So, motherhood is a gift. It's a gift to be able to be a mom, but it's also a responsibility. I feel like I grew up hearing so much about motherhood in the sense that it's what is expected. You're a woman, you go to school, you get older, you get married, and you have a kid. It's almost like that's what's next. And for so many people, when it doesn't happen like that, the pressure that's put on them is so much. So it's almost like just this thing on a checklist. Become a mom, check. But it's way, way deeper than that, because when babies show up, they show up as blank slates. There's nothing written on them. Our job is to write. And what we write shapes the rest of the world. So when you see racists walking about like crazy people, somebody wrote on them. It's not necessarily their moms, it could be their dads, it could be their neighbors, but somebody had access to that slate and somebody started to write. Somebody said something around them and it registered on that slate. So motherhood is a gift, it's a beautiful thing, but it's heavy. It's a heavy thing. I'm not going to lie to you. I see some people, they say they don't want kids. I never try to change their minds. I never try to change their minds. Some people say they don't want biological kids. They feel like, the world has so many orphans and they feel they're better off adopted. I'm like, go ahead and make a change in the world as long as it's positive change. Motherhood is not something to check off your list, because it's heavier than a checklist, and it goes on for the rest of your life. What happens is your job description may change as the child gets older, but you're always going to be a mom. You know how we talk about how it takes a village to raise a child and all of that stuff. It does take a village. You cannot do it by yourself, right? I'm so grateful for my mother-in-law, my sisters-in-law, my parents, my siblings, friends, people who have somehow helped, with the kids along the line, especially in this season of the pandemic. For some of us who've worked from home through this season, be it with our kids all through this season, and not being able to really have grandparents because we're trying to keep them protected, we know how hard it has been, So yes, it does take a village, but I feel like we don't talk enough about how that village needs to be curated too. You get to choose who your village is. Your village is not everybody, okay? Your village is not the rest of the world. You choose who your village is, and it is your responsibility to tell your village what your goals for your child is. If I want to raise my child a certain way, it's my responsibility to tell my village, this is how I'm raising this child. Please, if you want to be of help to me, I would like it if you did this, this, this. Can you not say this, this, this where my child is? Because we're trying to raise him to be like this. And I'm not going to lie to you, some people in your village are not going to be responsive to that. But if they're not going to listen, they're not your village. Stay off the internet when they're sick. I didn't know that. I remember the first time my son was sick and I went on the internet. Oh my gosh. I still think about it and I shudder. I was so scared. It was a common cold, but I saw things on the internet that said it could be cancer, it could be blood clots. I was freaked out. I was so freaked out. Eventually, when everything was over, my mom really laughed at me. She was like, I cannot believe how freaked out you are. But after that day, I learned not to go on the internet when my kids are sick. Just call my doctor, go to urgent care, whatever. Just not go on the internet to check what the symptoms could be. And the last one is kids are so capable. I don't think we understand that kids are capable of much more than we give them credit for. And so these are the few things I didn't know about motherhood before I became a mom. But of course, we don't know everything and we cannot know everything. But I thought I should just share that if you're a young mom or if you're expecting. I hope that you enjoy this video and share with your friends who are expecting or who looking forward to becoming moms. All right, guys, remember to like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day.